along the lines of critical friends and connecting with people about particular activities or initiatives or concepts, collaboration, creativity. I My students and I have been working on creating a prosthetic hand, which is 3D printed. And I need to give you a little bit of history to provide like a context for what's going on and where we are today. So I think maybe 6 years ago, I was teaching grade 2, and a student of mine came to me with an idea, and it blew my mind. This class in particular had been working very well in terms of using technology in the classroom to assist them with their learning and their creativity. And this class had gotten to the point where they had maxed out their use of these tools, and they, in my opinion, had evolved in such a way that they were ready to move beyond these tools and into other realms. And so here's the example. I had one student who came to me and told me about this idea she had. And she said she could see it in her head. And she said that she could put it like into a computer, but that what it looked like in the computer isn't really what it looked like in her head. And she wished that she could just make it and hold it in her hands. And like right away, something hit me. And it was like, I think 3D printing might be able to meet this need. Now, I know I could have gotten her cardboard and wood and we could have built something. I get that. But that's not really where my passion is. So my head went right to tech, and it went right to 3D technology and design and printing. So I had that idea sitting up there. 2 years later, I find myself in a grade 4 classroom, and I have a 3D printer. No idea what to do with it or how it works, but I'm like on an adventure. And so I was provided with funding from the Teacher Learning and Leadership Program through the Ministry of Education to buy the printer and to have release time to work with this thing and figure it out and like have my kids create stuff and bring it to life. Now, at that time, I remember thinking I had heard of 3D printed prosthetics, but I guess I just wasn't at the time connected with the right people. I wasn't in the right PLNs. Those people weren't in my PLN. And so I never was able to connect with anybody who could help me along that way. And I've been bothered about that for 3 years, because I felt like it was a great way to engage my students in being able to do something to help others using this technology. I just thought it would be a great service to others, and it just didn't work. So then move 3 years later to now, where I discover a person on Twitter who's into getting into STEAM and having her students create stuff in a number of different ways, and one of which is 3D printing. And then there's a connection to an organization called Enabling the Future, which is a group of global volunteers who help create prosthetic limbs using 3D printing technology. And I do a little bit of investigating. I talk to my kids, and I basically say like, are we going on this journey? Do you want to come with me? Because I certainly want to go, and but I can't do it if there's no interest in the classroom. I can't do it here. I'm gonna have to do it on my own somewhere else. And they're like, no. Like we talked about in detail what it means to serve others. And because we're in a Catholic school and we can talk about our faith and about Jesus and his mission and the mission of our school board, do we want to engage in this? Do we want to learn more about this and see how the technology can help other people? The kid's totally excited. And so then we start the journey. We try to figure out, how do we even do this? Where do we start? Where do we end up? And every day that we've been doing this, we've been moving forward. And every day I say the same thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I tell them, I, as your teacher, don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning along the way. I'm taking risks, and I'm open to the challenges. And that's life. That's life. That's how it works.